Hello YouTubers, this is the original Magic Ninja. Today we're going to take a look at my Native American artifact collection. It's kind of sparse, but there's some good ones. Here's a knife blade. I'm not sure what type, appears to be archaic. Another knife blade, knife tip. That one was a good one. Too bad it's not all there. That was one of my dad's finds. Here's the broken base to a blade. A multiple fracture piece, appears to be a blade. But went looking one day and stepped out of the car, and right there it was. Here's the base to a square-ended knife. It's a shame it's not there. Here's a flake blade, or a flake knife, kind of crude in make and shape. Not sure as to what period. I have no idea what this is. It was found on the... no, as a matter of fact, this piece was given to us by a close friend that come from a cave, supposedly. Here's another small base to something. Now this come from the same cave as this piece. I don't know if this is a drill or some type of irregular T-tool. I found kind of a close example to it in a book that I have. I don't know. I think this may be the end to a hoe, or maybe an axe of some kind. I don't know, it's just one of them pieces. Sorry if you can't see the light, the glare. Gotta have the flash on. This one, we're not too sure. It's just one of those rocks that we found on a gravel bar. It appears to be some type of felt or partially grooved axe, maybe not. It's hard to say. It's just one of them rocks. Here is a nice axe or hand axe chopping tool. It's as big as your palm, with a large cone knocked out of the center and a beveled edge with flakes. Even a few fossil inclusions which give it character. See, there's a snail. This is some type of hafted axe, or I believe anyway, what it appears to be. This was found on a bank of a spring pond. I don't know, it's hard to say. Can't tell if it's been broken along that right there or what, but there is a thinning flake right here. I don't know if you can see that, but there is a thinning flake, so it may have been a broken and then retooled piece. By the way, I have no idea what type of materials these are made out of. Rock, yeah, as my dad said. This is a hafted axe. This is my finest piece. I'm not sure as to what date, they were hafting axe. I imagine it was before, well, I don't know. I can't honestly say. The place where it come from, it could be as old as 10,000, but I don't really think it is. It's pretty. Found that and another piece similar in quality to it on the same day. That's up next. Also caught a trophy, or my friend caught a trophy smallmouth that day, so it was a pretty good day. This is the same. This is the piece that I found the same day as I found that piece. Maybe 100 yards apart on separate gravel bars on opposite sides of the river. Heavy calcium deposit, but those shoots off there is what really caught my eye. It doesn't appear to be natural, and in the area that we were, I picked it up. Here, I do believe this may just be a rock, but I kind of caught my eye. I saw it like this, and it was laying on top of an old dried riverbed that was away from the main river, and I found it laying just like that on the surface, and I flipped it over and saw the bowl. So that appears to be some type of hand chopping device. And here are my points. This one was a gift from a friend just a few days ago. This is March the 8th, so here is a small point or blade. Looks to be reworked. Here is an awl. Nice creamy gray flint. Appears to be broken at the base, so it may have been a double-sided awl. I've seen examples of it come from the same area. Here is a good point. I don't know what this type is, but it's typical to southern Missouri and northern Arkansas. I know that. It's not a hardened, I don't believe, but still a nice point. You got one fracture there and a fracture there. There are still even, you see, them black spots. That is traces of pine resin or something of the sort. It don't want to try to disturb it because it does come off, and it stains the piece. So here's a small tip to a drill or something like that, maybe an awl. Kind of see, let me back that up. You can kind of see where they would be drilling, carved into the piece. Maybe it broke and that's why it was discarded. Here's a small point, broken. I don't really have any full pieces, but it's this kind of pink and kind of this pinkish stone. Here's a small flake blade or something of the sort my dad found on a gravel bar. This, I don't know where this really come from. I can't remember. I think it's one of my dad's finds. He's a fisherman. He likes to fish.
But he finds lots of rocks.
But he finds lots of rocks, yeah. Here's another one of my dad's finds. This is a rather crude point, but it is a point nonetheless. I imagine, I don't venture to guess what timeline it would be, but something makes me say maybe early archaic or late paleo. Dark point, or it's a knife blade or a dark point, I imagine. Here's a point. I purchased this one. This is, I don't know, I think this is called a Burris point. And that was just a big loud clap of thunder. It's kind of stormy out. Boy, it lost power there for a second. Boy, that's going to give people a fright on YouTube. Here's a small... Here's a small perforator or blade. Yeah, go ahead and unplug it. Perforating blade or some kind. It's found in a spring. Or by a spring, I should say. And here's this point here. It's got an impact fracture. So, and then I have this bag of other things. These were gifts from a friend. Supposed to come from a cave like this point, but we'll see.